Well, today guys, we're saying goodbye to Old Faithful. We are getting rid of the 2011, and I'm gonna kind of go over why. Those of you guys that don't know, this is a 2011 Ram 2500 Mega Cab. It's been a nice truck. I bought it off of a friend. This is the Lariat, I believe, or sorry, Laramie. Leather interior, heated seats. Show you guys kind of the inside. Got leather interior, heated seats, air conditioned seats. This is a 68 RFE truck. Here's the back seat. Does have a gooseneck hitch, and that's pretty much what we use it for. We use it for towing. I took it on family trips, and I've really enjoyed this truck. I learned quite a bit with it. It only left me stranded one time when we shot it right out the side of the block. Some of the upgrades I did to this, we have Dynamite diesel injectors, 100% over, Dynamite diesel stroker pump down there, AirDog 165. We have our eBay elbow over here. We have a second gen swap 467.7 with one of the power driven Performer air filters, which I know this video right now is kind of hard because these are hard to get, but they are a great filter and definitely worth the wait. We have one of our power driven diesel heads on here that Meyer ported, 625 head studs. We have a D&J valve cover. We have a set of Wagler Street Fighters. And then I went with the industrial tan and black color scheme just because this is a workhorse. You guys can also kind of see the fluid damper down there. And yeah, we're gonna get rid of it. The buyer's actually coming today. One of my friend's brothers is buying it. This truck went from Austin, one of my buddies, to me, and now it's going to Dylan's middle brother, Rylan. He needs something for work, so we're gonna pass the torch off. Some of the other upgrades we did, we do have a built 68. We have traction bars, and yeah, I mean the truck, it's got almost 200, or actually almost 300,000 miles. Got some body work done. We had a cab corner fixed, stuff like that. So we got it all done. And yeah, I just kind of looking for something a little different now. And we're gonna pass off the torch. I hope this truck goes many, many miles. It's pretty much rebuilt, new brakes, wheel bearings, front end, went through the rear end, new radiator hoses, new belt, new engine, new trans. Even got new batteries. Look at that. Suckers aren't even a year old yet. For those of you guys that don't know, emissions off trucks are starting to get fewer and far between. More tuning companies continue to get closed down every day. So I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I'm gonna build basically I'm trying to build the ultimate tow truck. And kind of my two things that are going through my head is like a 17 and up, probably a Ram with obviously with a Cummins in it. I've driven the Power Strokes. I still might change my mind. I can pretty much guarantee you the Duramax is off the table. I don't want to deal with that independent front suspension. And then my other idea is a 06, 07 truck, Mega Cab dually. The real reason why we're getting rid of this truck, number one, the 2011 emission system with just the DPF is really hard to maintain. And I'm not wanting to put that stuff back on. And number two, it's not a dually. And next year, with Meyer and I going to a lot more competitions, we're gonna get a bigger trailer. And with a bigger trailer, I don't think a single rear wheel truck is gonna be able to handle it. I've towed really heavy with this truck. It did great, but there are some deficiencies just on payload capacity, especially if we get pulled over, stuff like that. I don't wanna be in that bad spot. So we're gonna say goodbye to this thing. I'm not gonna disclose what I sold it for. That's between me and Rylan. But I feel like he got a very good deal, even with the miles that are on it, just because we went through it. And I feel like taking really good care of this truck. It's, again, other than the engine failure, I've never had an issue with it. It's never skipped a beat. It's taken me and my family on many trips. It's taken me and the guys on many trips for events and stuff. It's been a solid truck. It kind of spoiled me. The next truck I get, I mean, remote start, gonna happen. Heated, cooled seats, gonna happen. Steering wheel heater, probably gonna have it. Those are really nice features. It's got a good sound system from Ram as well. But yeah, I don't know if I want to play the emissions on game and get something that's not going to have a lot of issues. Because regardless of popular opinion, guys, the DEF trucks, especially the newer ones, like, they're not having a lot of issues. Yeah, the CP4 and stuff like that, I get it. But the emissions on stuff, I mean, when you're making 550 horsepower emissions on truck, that's a lot of power, especially with the newer trucks with the better brakes, stronger frames. They're just really hard to beat. So I'm going to do a little bit of soul searching. Either way, it'll be cool content to the channel, because we'll either be building like this super awesome 3rd gen tow truck, or we will be kind of doing some cosmetics and minor upgrades on a brand new truck, which there's not a ton of content on the newer stuff either. So I mean, either way, I think it'll be cool for you guys to do. We still have the 3rd gen 07. That's going to transform more to a true daily driver, and we're going to put a gooseneck hitch in it for the time being. And we still got to dig into the 05, which is coming really soon. I just sent the turbos off to get refreshed, and we are in talks getting the engine dialed in for that. So what I can tell you about this 2011 is the 68 RFE was awesome. Now this one is built, it's got a lot of RevMax parts in it, and it performed flawlessly. I had some help from Dallas Penn at Red Horse Motorsports as well, and I've been extremely happy with the 68. Good tuning and good parts go a long way. OG Tuna got this thing. We have lock shifts, so 3rd to 4th is locked, 4th to 5th is locked, 5th to 6th is locked. I highly recommend it. If your tuner is capable of doing it, they should drive like that from the factory. The first time I drove it, I called my guy and I was like, hey dude, like, what is going on? But it actually is awesome. Like, they should have came like that from the factory, none of the half lock crap. And it has a 225 PSI valve body in it, and it has been great. The 68 is not a race truck tranny. It's not a drag race tranny. It's not a sled pull tranny, but daily driving and towing, this transmission is hard to beat. Like, it did extremely well. I had no complaints with it whatsoever. I like that reverse is a little bit higher on the 68s, makes backing up a trailer nicer. First gear makes this heavy truck a little bit more agile, light on its feet, which is awesome. And then the 6.7, I mean, needs no introduction. That thing just is a tow monster. Even at our elevation, which is around 5,800 feet to 6,000 feet above sea level, the 467.7 did phenomenal. I loved it. It was a great daily and towing turbo. It fell a little short with the exhaust brake, but you'll have that on those big jobs. And then the Dynamite fuel system, I have been with Dynamite diesel for about 7 years now when I bought my first set, and it's been amazing to watch a company just keep improving, not settling for what they had. I mean, what they had 7 years ago was great. What they have now is phenomenal. I love it. This truck can be driven 100% smoke-free while towing, while daily driving, while hooning around. Obviously, if you let the 68 short shift itself, it can get a little smoky, but the whole point of this was, it was amazing to see what stock injectors did, 60% overs did, and then ultimately 100% overs did, and how the fuel mileage didn't change much. The throttle response just kept getting better and better, and the smoke output was so minimal. I was just thrilled. A lot of you guys have seen this truck do a couple burnouts, some pulls on the street. Like, it is legitimately a clean truck, even at altitude, which, I mean, just again speaks volumes about what Dynamite Diesel is doing with their products. Just a great group to work with, and that's why they're in everything I own, because they just take good care of us. So I hope this kind of answers some of the questions about the truck. There's nothing wrong with it. Ryland's going to get into it, and he should have a truck that should go another 300,000 miles, especially with those Wagler Street Fighters. That's really the Achilles heel of a 6.7. So yeah, I have no reservations. It's always cool to sell something to somebody you know. I hope he takes good care of it. I mean, the interior on this truck is still really in good shape. Just a, you know, typical, it's not even torn all the way through. And then I got this from Austin like that. Airbag's still in there, don't worry. But this thing just, I mean, he even got a sunroof. Still in good shape. It'll still tow whatever he wants. And I'm gonna miss it, but all good things, you know, have an expiration date. And we're gonna send this one down the road. In closing, guys, if you have one of these 10 to 12 trucks, they're really not bad trucks. I just, again, we're getting to a point in our society where I feel like having these deleted trucks might not be the best idea. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this and move on with life and get something a little bit more, I don't know the word, a little bit more friendly in case we ever do get stopped. But it's been a great truck. I think it'll serve him well. He's going to do it for towing. And if you have a 68 RFE, don't give up on it and 48 swap it and yada yada. Like, they're actually pretty solid when you put the right parts in there. Till the next one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, comment. See you on the next one.